Hey there, fellow truckers, welcome back to SnowRunner. Take a seat right next to us and off we go. Now this is a very strange combination though, I might say. I did see it and I wanted to try it out. We have the Prof Crane 320 on our beautiful Mercedes-Benz Actros 3332. I really do like the design of this little truck though. It is... yeah, I don't know, it's so practical, right? You know, like it doesn't have a nose, meaning the turn radius is absolutely fantastic on this truck. And it doesn't get stuck if you are going, let's say, between the trees and all. Now, as you can already see, we have the crawler suspension, hence we are, well, a little bit wiggly on our wheels here. And I hope that is actually not going to bite us in our rear, right, with the crane. So that is going to be an interesting little thing. We are also going to do the mission right now, Fallen Titans. So we have to get the Sequoia trees. And they are massive though. They are very dense and beautiful wood too. But yeah, you know, some of them have fallen down and we don't want to waste the quality of the wood, which is pristine, I've heard. So let's go there. Let's get the crane ready. Let's also get the... I believe we are going to go with the Caterpillar. With a 6 or 5 slot bed. I believe we have a 6 slot bed right now. Installed trailer, that is. So it's going to be really interesting. It's going to be narrow hauling, precision driving, and hopefully very smooth though. Because the location where we have to go to, let's just say it's not tarmac though, huh? Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this mission though, because again it is a very unique mission. We had well, this is the third ride. I think it is the third one right now. My favorite is still the locomotive though, absolutely fantastic. Fixing the railroads, and now these massive tree logs though. I love it. I love it. I hope the game gives us the strange and the weird missions here and there though. This is, I believe, the second last mission. Yeah, we are at 96%, believe it or not, though. Now, what I also want to do is actually, once we do wrap up a region, that I give my opinion about it. Just a nice short video, you know, and checking, how shall I say, the best ways that I did it, or the trucks that I've used. You know, for the newer players. And I think we might also go back to the first regions that we have gone through. Ooh, boy. Oh, yeah. Very nice out. Yeah, it's the crawler type of wrench right over here. No. Yeah, okay. So be very careful, though, with the crane and the crawler suspension, though. Because, whoo-hoo, it's like a sailboat on rough seas right now. Yeah, I think that's actually a good thing. I also want to make a couple of tutorials though, right? Because I do have people asking very basic things. And it's never explained in the game, right? So I think we could help a lot of people out with that. Okay, so it is in there. Of course it is in there. Why would it not be in there? Right? Alright, so what we can do is actually go over there and try to get it towards here or towards there. But I think the best way is that we are trying to lift it up, lift it up each time until it is on this road and then we are moving there. Ah, man, I knew it would be a challenge though with this truck. Because of the crawler suspension. We might actually change up the truck later on though. Oh, if we are going to tip right here, we will definitely change it up. Okay. Yeah, let's just keep it there. Activate the crane. Activate the... oh, do you see it? Yeah, the anchors though. One of them just barely touches that. Oh, that's bad stuff though. Oh well. And I don't want to damage this beautiful log. But we cannot reach it anyways right now. So we kind of have to. Gotta keep our eyes on our truck, of course. Very nice. Yeah, our truck really wants to keep going, right, you know? This is massive, by the way. My poor truck. Yeah, booyah. Bye-bye cabin in real life, right? You know? Oh, we don't have control of the crane as much as I want to. Man, that is a beautiful piece of wood, by the way. Beautiful. I wish I could have that one in my farming simulator channel, though, right? You know, to feed the sawmill, because, wow, just one of those, right? You know, will last me quite a while. This is not the best way to go through here, because of the anchors are in the way of the rock there, as you can see and all. But we will manage, though. This is especially good with the crawler suspension. And remember, this truck is really good, but I'm having slight issues though with the crane legs, as you can see. Just anchoring itself into the ground. There you go. But for very rough roads, oh yeah, man, crawler all the way, huh? Can I even reach it from here? Yeah, better not that way. You know what? Let's try to get our rear over there on those rocks, so we have a little bit better of a angle, though, one might say. Oh, no. Whew, that bounce was scary, though, for a second. This is the dumbest way to do it, so I highly recommend not to do it. We are professionals over here, though, now aren't we? Alright. Let's see, though. Let's see. And I want to keep it towards our left side, right? Yeah. Come on. Do me a favor. Oh. Woo-wee. Alright, let's haul it towards our left. Because if we are going to do it on our right side, you know, or the left side of our truck, if we are looking this way, then it will tip towards the left. So keep that in mind. You have to counterbalance. What a job, by the way, huh? What a fun job, man. There we go. And I would say we will drag it now towards there. Yeah. There we go. Alright, now we are going to stop this engine. And we are going to the Caterpillar 745C right now. And as you can see, we have a beautiful, long flatbed though. I'm not sure how much we do need. This one is a 5er, I believe, right? Yeah, it is. Alright. Yeah, it's a stepper. So it goes a little bit down so we can avoid narrow bridges and all. Ooh, better keep our eyes on the road. And of course, you know, with the Cat, we have enough control over the road and all. Now you have to be aware with the cab though. Your trailer is actually part on the rear, right? That's a massive, like every truck, not tree. But the thing though is this one doesn't actually turn with the front though. It turns in the middle. So your trailer is being pushed into one side and the front is being pushed towards the side. So yeah, that's a little bit of getting used to right now with a long trailer. But yeah, you know, it's just a normal truck technically. Let's push all-wheel drive on. And I will see you right there by the tree. There we go. Now, I do need to actually be careful, right? Because if we go this way, it's going to be a very strange hole, though. So, maybe we should actually turn around here. Oh, this is going to be strange maneuvering, though, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be kinda strange, gotta tell you though. Gotta be very honest with you. Turning like this with the Cat is so... I'm so not used to it. It's actually technically the same thing though, right? You know, because the entire front cabin is actually your, well, wheels, one might say, your turn indicating wheels, but you always look at the tires and not at the cabin itself. So, yeah, this is not going to help me very much right now. I mean, I can front load it already. But the issue with that is, though, right, you know, like... the extra weight might make the rear tip a little bit heavier, you know what I mean? So let's find this little part. And let's turn it around somewhere. Come on, big boy. There's no biggie around here. The turn radius of the cat is actually very, very nice. Sure, it needs a lot of clearing too because of the nose and all, but there you go. Look at that. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Let's just haul it on the right side here. Yeah, just like that. I mean, ain't that a nice thing though, huh? Now let's go park it around here. Oh, detached trailer, no. Stop the engine. There you go. And let's go to the Mercedes-Benz. Now, restore the crane. Woo, there we go. Yeah, the crawler suspension with a heavy crane on top though. It is something else, but I do have a feeling we actually do need a more powerful truck than this. Way more powerful. Not truck, but crane. Yeah. The crane has to be more powerful. And is that even touching? Nah, the rear one is. This is actually the one that we technically want right now. Alright. Try to haul them in. Right, like this. Now, I hope it's a fit though, huh? Because if not, we just have to drive back and get a bigger one. But it does look like it will fit. So that's very nice. Just get her in position, crane. I think we might be a little bit too close up though, huh? No, actually this is nice. Oh, we are. Same time. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Did you see it? Yeah, that's... Oh, what happened there? Did I actually lose the anchor crane? I think I did. Alright, I pressed the wrong button though for a second. We're not in the crane menu anymore. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Alright. I already thought like, hey, this would actually work though, right? Well, it does work, which is nice. Restore the crane. Stop the engine. Change the truck. Pack the cargo. My, oh my, oh my. Just look at this thing. I wish we could actually step out of the game though, just to inspect our trucks a little bit better and all, you know what I mean? This is fantastic. Beautiful, especially with the rain and all. The atmosphere is so good. Soft guitar in the background, you know. Just like that. Beautiful. Nice, slow and steady, I have to say too, right? Because if we don't, it's so easy to flip and tip, right? You know, because I don't know how this one balances right now. Now the cat you don't have to worry about. But the trailer is also proper fine. It has a double tire, as you do see. But with the weight on it though, right? You know, that's a whole different matter. And we don't know how much this weighs. I think it is... Yeah, it should be heavier than a truck, you know. I think it's like 5 steel beams, something like that. Remember, the steel beams are actually hollow, right? So you cannot compare it 1 to 1. And it's compressed wood, you know, from growing and all, so... And not every tree has the same density. And these have a proper density too, so... You know, like, it all adds up in weight. It could still contain a lot... Well, it actually should contain a lot of moisture. because it fell over. It wasn't cut down and wasn't, you know, left there for a year or something to age. So that log is extra heavy. So that's nice. That's good to know. Alright, nice wide turn. There we go. By the way, I really need your feedback for this question, right? Do you like to see, you know, like where we are going to just enjoy a cinematic little part, like I just did, right? You know, just to watch the truck, the silence, hearing the rain on the background, the crow that was actually crowing on the back to our right, you know, and then of course the melody. Do you want to have these little quiet parts in between? Because personally, I do like them. It's something like, yeah, just you, I, and the environment. You know what I mean? The journey. And if you do like it, do let me know, right? You know, and if someone already comments on it, don't forget to like that comment because it gives me extra feedback. All right, let's go turn it around here. We could take the better route too, but ooh, maybe we should have though, huh? Looking at that. Oh yeah. Well, we are putting our strain though on the trailer. There we go. Especially on the saddle too. It could just rip it out, by the way. Of course, just my luck. Normally those trees you can push down, but this one you can't. Just my luck indeed. Although it doesn't matter anything for this cat though, right? You know, it doesn't matter. But yeah, feedbacks like that does help me out a lot though, right? You know, to make better content that you enjoy. So in the end, it's all about you, right? It's all about you. And if you don't like it, do let me know too, of course, you know. Papa. It's kind of funny to see the locomotive there still, you know. I kind of wish that we could just actually, you know, fill it up with cargo and then drive it out, you know. How much fun would that be? To just drive it out of the map through the tunnel. And then we just get a pop-up. And then we have it delivered. It's not that spectacular though. But it is something extra. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold up. Oh, you want me to deliver... Oh, cargo management. No cargo in the zone? Wait a minute, do they want me to deliver it like that, or... It's probably saying that too, right? Because here it doesn't pop up. Ah, they just want me to deliver it here. And then... I see, then I can do the cargo management, just like those other ones. Yeah, I still have the very old school missions in my head, like, wait a minute, I just arrived, right? But yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Let's go grab another one. Right over there. Oh, yeah, I want to though, but that one will not do. It's a little bit too weak. And here we do arrive. Beautiful, right? Beautiful. Now we have to, well, you know, unpack that cargo over there. But we are right here in the SF 67096, also known as the Atom. And I have to say, it's a beautiful truck. But first we want to go to the cat. Unpack. Then go back to the Azov. And there we go. Let's go grab the big log. Now the thing though about this log though, right, you know, I think it is way better with this yellow crane. Yeah, the red one is a little bit too weak though, but it might be better for actually, you know, the cargo pickup in the forest. You know what I mean? But then again, the reeds of this one is just way better. So maybe we should go with the Azov. I think we should. I really think we should though. What about you boys? It is flexible. Well, flexible in its way of moving though. It's not flexible in its general way. So what am I doing here? Restore. And all of that without actually using the anchor though. I mean, isn't that nice? It's flat terrain after all. Caterpillar. Gotta drive back. Cargo management. Huh? No cargo in the zone? Manual loading is required. So we have to load it in there. Okay. That's some old school. Well, that's some new school though, right? You know, but some old school difficulties can teach old dog new tricks, I suppose. That is no biggie though. That's no biggie. And the red crane can easily do this. But yeah, look at that though, huh? You know, there's no issues here at all. I wonder, what is the red zone for then, right? You know, it doesn't really make too much sense to me there. Could just drop it right here though. But let's not do it. Let's be a little bit respectful here too, right? You know, these walkers are not making the rules too. Here we are. Fantastic. Alright, beautiful. Yeah, and there are the other ones. Stop the... No. Gotta stop the engine. There we go. Beautiful. Now look at that though. That one is packed. Absolutely fantastic. Now we're... Oh. Ooh. That's a swampy terrain though. So yeah, we are definitely going to go there with the Azov. Definitely. Alright. See you right over yonder. And so we arrive at Grandma's place. Yes, he got her cookies though, right? You know, in the middle of the night. Anything from Grandma, I suppose. What a mission that was though. I like it. Alright, now right over here we do want to make a little turn though. And get as close in as possible. Technically it would have been best that we would go by the other side. Now that I realize the turn radius around here is abysmal. But we will actually manage to do it though. Yeah, we just have to be careful for our tires. Because these little planks, they don't look like much though. But you can pop your... tires like there is no tomorrow. Like it's an angry cop though with some spikes waiting for you. You know what I mean? And you're not even doing a crime. You know what I mean though? So yeah, you know, like better be careful around here. Alright, turn radius is pretty decent though on this combination. I love it. Careful that you're not jackknifing and move forward. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice. Very, very nice. I kind of wish that this trailer would actually have its own radius too, right? You know, like, well, it does has its own radius, but what I mean to say is that it has its own rear axle steering too, like certain trailers do in real life. Now, we kind of want to refuel here, or else we are not going to make it today. There we are. And let's steal most of this too. There you go. The Atom doesn't need that much to begin with. Stop the engine. Change the truck. Start the engine. Honk the horns, all the crows fly away. And activate the anchor in crane mode. What about that, huh? What about that? Now these wires are off though, so don't worry about it. Technically we should not be doing that on this side. But I will try to avoid it as much as possible. Oh yeah, our cable's gone. Oh well. Look at how easy and smooth this haul is though, huh? Wow. For real though, this is so butter smooth. I love it. And there we go. That's about that. Yeah, compare that with the red crane. So take the correct crane, alright. You know, this one is the... where is it written? Nowhere around here? The PT3, or also known as a lifting king. Yeah, there you go. They even has a phone number on the back. Restore the crane. Stop the engine. Change the truck. Pack the cargo. And drive. Don't give up. Okay, no. Alright. Off we go. We are going to go and climb a lot though with this log, right? You know. With this big cigar. Yeah, man. If you are not eating any fibers though, you know what that feels like, right? Oh yeah. Well, up we go, up we go. And we are going to... Well, we made this road ourselves already. But then somebody did plant some new trees. And then we did show up again. And now we did plow right through it again. Alright. Let's keep on moving. It's a little bit of a tricky hill over here though, right? Because of the roots. So you do need a big truck for this. Because if you have a truck that is a little bit on the low floor end, you might get stuck. Yeah, do you see that root over there? Yeah, a couple ones on the back. Yeah, there you see in the middle of the road, you do see one big one. And then a couple of smaller ones and then a big one again though. Yeah, they are really, really disturbing though for smaller trucks. Especially with heavy cargo, so be aware of that. Let's just keep her in low gear plus. I mean, it's nice and steady. The terrain ain't that rough, which is nice. Just plow right through that rotten tree though that did fall down. No big issues. Now, I'm not sure if we can make this part. It felt nice. It looked nice. Hopefully we can go on. Yeah, it seems like it. But yeah, if we would go in high gear, we will just, you know, stall our engine. Slow and steady through the slopey mountain hills. Let's stay left here. Technically, the wiser thing will be going between these two trees over here. Nice pine trees, you know, like a gate, nicely and open. Differential lock back on. Because right now the turn radius is not halting or being disturbed by any turn from the trees or the electrical poles. All nice and dandy. Now, right over here we can go high gear because we are going downhill.
Spending the night in Dixon. 60-odd miles from a plan. Is it too late to learn to listen? Too late to be less a man. How many yesterdays are between us now?
I think this crane is powerful enough to do this, and if not though, then we will have some extra help. Look at how cute this little crane actually is though in comparison. Yeah, I have to laugh a little bit about it though because it's absurd. Let's be honest here. It is absurd that a powerful crane is doing it so smooth though, and this one will definitely struggle because of its size alone. But what is the absurdity of it is like, look at what we are hauling with the crane that we have. The crane is not even half as big, you know, like... Yeah, but that doesn't matter too much though. It all depends on the hydraulics in the system and the strength of the steel. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah, just what I said though. It depends on the hydraulics, the strength of the steel, the mechanisms behind it, like a control on the top and all, you know, that is carrying the weight. That's how the Romans actually did build the Colosseums. All because of levees and... You know, like movable tripod little cranes with, of course, lots of controls in. Because a control and another control actually halves the weight, technically, what you do need to pull. Although it's still the same weight, but, you know, it spreads it over a short distance. And that is what is so important, though. That is incredibly important. Here we go. Alright. You know what? Let's deactivate the anchor. Park this one right over here. Activate the anchor. Stop the engine. Let's go to the new location. Where is it? Where is it? Deep in the forest? Deep in the forest. Very deep in the forest. Yeah, there's a couple of very tricky routes around here. As you can see, that little bridge over there is absolutely difficult to read. Or to move over this one too and that one too. So we are actually surrounded here by these small bridges. And we could go over here by the sawmill, go through the trends if need be. But we can plan anything from the sky. Eyes on the ground, or boots on the ground is what we do need right now. And here we do arrive though. Now look at that, right, you know. It is the place where we did actually scout out a little bit. We did drive in there thinking, well, the devs did forget their, you know, their water intake right over there though. But it didn't make any sense, right? Because there's too much normal greenery in there. So stop the engine, change the truck. Now I kind of hope though that we can actually use this truck already from here. But, well, this crane, from this position, I think we can though. But yeah, we definitely can, Still got to be a little bit careful though, right? You know, with the balancing act and all, as you can see, it's already shaking up a little bit, meaning the weight on its own it's too much for the crane. Alright, there we go. Let's meet halfway here. There we are. And then we only have to lift it towards here. I have to say though, like, the description says like these blocks are in a difficult location. I do not agree with that. We have had some basic gear in a very difficult position though, right? You know, well, gear equals cargo though, but you know what I mean, right? You know, and these are absolutely fantastic to haul because there's no difficulty reaching them, not even with the biggest cranes at all. Okay, restore the crane. Stop the engine. Refuel or caterpillar just a little bit though, with our extra supplies. Change the truck, and there you go. Put a low gear plus, all-wheel drive and differential lock from the get-go. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Pack the cargo. We almost lost that, huh? We almost lost it. Alright, there's a nice little bridge over there, but do we want to take that one? Why not? Why not? We can take it. Oh, yeah, I was focusing on the one in the rear there. Not this one. Yep, this is already going straight wrong. Yeah, this is for a scout though, ain't it? Well, let's just try it anyways, one more time. Come on. Ooh, yep, wrong bounce though, huh? I love this. Oh, that's some precision work right there. Woo-wee. Yeah, as long as the front is okay though, right? You know, I don't worry too much about the rear with the trailer. Trailer is actually going really nicely over it though. That's nice. Let's stay straight here. Further to the right. Oh yeah. There we go. Beautiful. Now ain't that awesome. And it seems like we have to follow this little road. Careful though for the little dip, as you can see, it's a little bit mud. Wide corner so the trailer doesn't get sucked in there. Oh yep, just like that. And now we are taking a sharp one. As you can see, the trailer is just, well, trailing behind a little bit though, but it's doing it in a perfect way right here. That's nice. That's very good, very good. I actually have never seen it, what I'm going to ask right now, but have you seen a trailer with off-road wheels, big ones? I mean, it's extra weight though, but it does make a lot of sense though, if you want to protect the pressure and the stress of the steel at the axis. There should be trailers like that though, but I've never ever seen it. Not even online, you know what I mean? Huh. And sure, you do need more room though, right, you know, on the trailer, and the trailer will be a little bit higher up from the ground, and that's a bad thing because most trailers are made to avoid small bridges, right, you know, so you can actually drive under it. Now with the trailer like that, it will either be too wide or too tall, but at the same time you can actually set it up in a way that it still works, right, you know, if you are not hauling, let's say, massive cargo like that, but massive amounts of cargo, then yes, it would actually make sense. Let's go into high gear. We are rolling downhill there. Almost swallowed my own tongue there, huh? Or frog in the throat. Now let's go and back to low gear, so we have control over here with this bridge. Remember? Yep, that's the issue right there. Oh, yep. Ooh. Remember though, right? The trailer is trailing behind. And we don't want to tip over just because of a silly little trailer mistake. Climbing uphill. Low gear plus is best right now. I have to say though, absolutely fun mission. Really, really fun. And it is butter smooth. Operations went really well. So slowly I can call myself a professional off-road trucker, maybe. We still have to invest though in a direct drive steering wheel. I think that will be a massive upgrade for us. Probably around... Nah. Cannot say that number yet. But I'm going to get something very nice though. That will help us out in all of our channels. And you might actually enjoy a couple of those episodes too, right? It actually helps me by pointing certain things out in the game. Cannot spoil it right now. It's not anything gigantic or mind-blowing though, but it's a nice little extra, right? You know, and that's how I built my channel up. Every little bit is a nice little extra. It just stacks on, you know what I mean? Into a bigger product. That's what I am all about. A lot of these things are just off screen though. But you notice it. You notice the quality increase. Now I'm very proud though that we made these rails correct, but some of these parts bad. Yeah, we didn't do that though, right? You know, we just installed what we had to install. But they have to fix it up themselves. You know what I mean though? Because if a train goes over that, yeah, my name is over it too. So we gotta be very careful though. We gotta be aware of that. Because if they want to have an insurance fraud though, they can just blame me because I installed those rails. But we have camera and paper proof that they have to finish it up, right? You know? Oh yeah. And we recorded our phone call just in case, so we have voice proof too, right? You know, we have evidence enough that the company is warned that the rails are not correctly installed to the other ones. So that is something that you have to take care of though, right? You know, if you're adopting something in real life, get as much evidence as possible though, because people are pity for $1, you know what I mean? Interesting, quite before the storm, right? You know, once we do arrive here, everything turned rather quiet in game. The wind, the rain, we don't even hear the crawls, neither the music. Ooh, a little bit too close there. There we are, a little bit further maybe, just like that. All right, unpack the cargo. Oh, do you hear that? The factory is at work again, and we did hear a little birdie chirp. Stop the truck. Oh, stop the truck, change the truck, there you go. And start the engine. And this is always the fun part, right? You know, the ending, that everything goes right or wrong, but there's no excuse of anything going wrong right now. And then, whoop, out of nowhere we have an engine, you know, physics clipping in. By the way, guys, if you do like this game, right, and you want to play a shooter, get Hell Let Loose. Hell Let Loose, you have to play it very small, though. Very small. Very slow, because if you play it slow, you barely die. But if you do like SnowRunner, you do like slow gameplay and precise gameplay. And Hell Let Loose is an absolute a fantastic shooter that I've been playing for quite a while, and it's a game that I will recommend whenever, you know, something like that comes up, although nothing came up right now. You know what I mean, right? You know, restore the crane, stop the engine, manage the cargo. Great, now these trees will be put to use, all thanks to you. And to you too. Thank you for viewing, by the way. This was the mission Fallen Titans. Absolutely beautiful, complete. We got a income of $18,550 US. Not bad, not bad, not bad. And by that, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to like though, because it helps out my channel very, very much. And see you in the next one. Happy trucking. See you later. Bye bye.